Logo of U.S. Department of the Interior, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and citsci.org. Title on screen is How to Manage Your Citizen Science Data. Module 6. Video of a flower quickly blooming.
Data management is becoming an increasingly important part of the work of restoration professionals, from project design through the data lifecycle to the release of data.
Video of abstract numbers in orange colors fall from the top and display human figures. Next is an image of a pen laying on top of a paper with a time chart with lines and dates on the left side. Next is an image of the data lifecycle that includes a circle diagram with words in boxes going around with arrows to each. The titles in the boxes include plan, collect, assure, describe, preserve, discover, integrate, and analyze. Credit Data 1. Then a video of numbers in a table with several different types of graphs and charts around it that keep changing.
Good data management practices will increase the likelihood that conclusions are evidence-based.
Graphic on the left is a person at a computer with gears over the head and the title Good Data Management. There is an arrow to the right that points to a graphic with a paper and a magnifying glass with the title Evidence-Based Conclusions above it.
They also allow others to feel confident in the quality of the data and the research conclusions and management decisions made from them.
Image of a man wearing rubber boots and standing in ankle-high water while holding a measuring tool into the water. Next is a video of a person on a tablet. Then an image of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C.
Federal case managers and their collaborators are expected to meet requirements of the 2018 Geospatial Data Act, the 2018 Foundations for Evidence-Based Policymaking Act, and the Open, Public, Electronic, and Necessary Government Data Act of 2019 as they prepare and share data and metadata with the public.
Image of the webpage for fgdc.gov next to the title 2018 Geospatial Data Act. Next is the image of the EPA webpage next to the title 2018 Foundations for Evidence-Based Policymaking Act. Then an image of the CIO.gov webpage next to the title 2019 Open, Public, Electronic, and Necessary Government Data Act.
Although there may be exceptions, restoration practitioners should assume that the data will be made public and will need to meet these requirements.
Video of water and brown grasses. Next is a video of a man hiking up a hill on a path next to a stone wall.
Case managers should refer to their bureau's data management policy and assigned case solicitors to ensure compliance with these laws.
Image of the webpage for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services with title Data Management. Scientific data serve as the foundation for future conservation action. Next is an image of the webpage for National Agricultural Library of U.S. Department of Agriculture with the title Data Management Planning Services.
Becoming familiar with data management standards can feel overwhelming. Let's start with the basics so you can feel confident setting your project up for success.
Video of a man at a desk on a computer taking off his glasses and rubbing his eyes while looking stressed. Next is an image of a lighted light bulb over the word basics.
After watching this video, you should be able to recognize what an effective data management plan looks like in the context of restoration, monitoring, and citizen science. Learn about the USGS Data Management Plan Checklist, where to find it, and how to apply it to your project. Identify at least 3 useful existing citizen science and/or restoration data management tools. Know where to find additional information that builds on this video series. Although there are many possible tools for developing a data management plan, the U.S. Geological Survey, or USGS, has developed a model that identifies key elements to consider for a good data management plan.
Image of a person holding a tablet that says Data Management and many business icons. Next is a video of the USGS webpage with title Data Management. The page scrolls up and the mouse clicks on the first link titled Data Management Plans in the Quick Links menu on the right side of the screen. Then on the next page, the mouse clicks on the image of text with the title Data Management Plan checklist above it. Then the document opens and scrolls up.
Step 1. Plan. Who will collect the data? When will it be collected? And what are the restoration areas?
Image of the first section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The first step has the title plan, and there are 6 items in a table below it. The first row in the table states provide the basic identification information for your project. For example, project title, any project tracking numbers, point of contact. The second row in the table states provide the time frame of the project and data collection activities, for example, start and end dates for project and data collection periods. The third row in the table states provide contact information for staff and partners involved in the project. The fourth row in the table states identify who the USGS, a partner, or a cooperator has the overall data management responsibility for project-related data acquisition, processing, quality control, documentation, and preservation. The last 2 items are starred and have a gray background color. The fifth row in the table states provide your estimated budget for data management activities. The sixth row in the table states, if applicable, identify the data sharing agreement, memorandum of understanding, or memorandum of agreement that defines roles and responsibilities for data collection and or sharing.
Step 2. Acquire. What sources and methods are used to collect or acquire the data?
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Acquire, and there are 5 items in a table below it. The first item is provide the basic identification information for each dataset, for example, title, description, source point of contact. The second item is describe the purpose or each dataset in context of the project. The third item is identify any inherent restrictions on use of any dataset. The last 2 items are starred and have a gray background color. The fourth item is identify the format of each dataset, and the fifth item is identify storage requirements for each dataset.
Step 3. Process and analyze. How do you plan to transform and summarize the data?
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Process and Analyze, and there are 3 items in a table below it that are all starred and have a gray background color. The first item is capture the data transformations, synthesis actions, or other processing steps to produce the datasets. If possible, use workflow software such as Vistrails or others. The second item is describe technologies, capabilities, or models that will be used for data processing. The third item is for models, software, and code. List data inputs and data outputs and calibration details.
Step 4. Preserve. How and where will data be preserved during data collection and analysis?
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Preserve, and there are 4 items in a table below it. The last 3 all starred and have a gray background color. The first item is Document, who has the responsibility for ensuring that data preservation is provided for all approved data releases. The second item is State what open data formats you plan to use when submitting your data for preservation. The third item is Include the estimated storage volume of the approved data releases, and the fourth item is Identify where your approved data releases will be stored for long-term preservation. State which trusted digital repository you plan to use. List any other websites that will provide the approved data, software, model, or code.
Step 5. Publish and share. How will data be made available to potential users, including data formats and online sources?
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Publish/Share, and there are 5 items in a table below it. The first item is provide the preliminary identification information for the anticipated project publications. For example, title, description, list of authors. The second item is describe the anticipated format of each publication. For example, publication series, data type, or model. The third item is state how you plan to maintain and update detailed metadata records in FGDC or ISO XML standard formats with datasets. The fourth item is describe how, for example, tool, responsible person. The digital object identifier, DOI, number will be assigned to each approved data release, and the fifth item is describe any inherent restrictions that will have to be imposed on the derived product based on use of proprietary data inputs or other factors.
Step 6. Describe. Creation of metadata describing the source, methods, and quality of data.
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Describe/Metadata, and there are 2 items in a table below it. Both rows of the table have a gray background color. The first row states describe the tools or process that will be used to create metadata. The second row states identify the person responsible for creating metadata files.
Step 7. Manage quality. How will you ensure and document data quality?
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Manage Quality, and there's one item in a table below it. The only row in the table states Document Project Team Roles and Operational Procedures. Reference Science Center policy or other standard operating procedures if applicable.
And Step 8. Back up and secure the data. How will you back up and secure your data during data collection and processing steps?
Image of a section from the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. The title is Backup and Secure, and there are 3 items in a table below it. All 3 items in the table are starred and have a gray background color. The first item is Identify location of internal storage resources that provide replication and backup capability and will be used to store acquired data during processing and analysis. The second item is Identify the contact person for the storage resource that will be used. The third item is, if known, describe the record's disposition schedule for the data.
If you are able to provide information relating to each portion of the checklist, you have most of the elements of a good data management plan.
Graphic of a hand holding a checklist on a clipboard and a check mark appears in each box. Next is a video of the USGS webpage with title Data Management and an image of the data lifecycle at the top.
You can deep dive into each of these steps of the USGS Data Management website.
The page scrolls up and the mouse hovers over the links in the left menu and clicks on Plan. The planning page opens an additional sub-navigation display, which include data management plans, stewardship, data sharing agreements, and access controls. Then mouse clicks on Acquire an additional sub-navigation display, which include methods, security requirements, data standards, data templates, file formats, and organized files data. Then the mouse clicks on Process with sub-navigation display workflow capture. Then the mouse clicks on Analyze with no sub-navigation. Then the mouse clicks on Preserve an additional sub-navigation display, which include repositories, archiving, disposition, and USGS Science Data Exit Survey. Then the mouse clicks on Publish/Share an additional sub-navigation display, which include data release, data citation, why share your data, proprietary and sensitive data, digital object identifiers, or CIDs and data catalogs. Then the mouse clicks on Describe/Metadata an additional sub-navigation display, which include metadata creation, metadata review, data dictionaries, and keywords. Then the mouse clicks on Manage Quality and Backup and Secure.
There you can find the checklist as well as tools and templates for developing a data management plan. Many other sources provide tools and templates that may be more useful and appropriate for your citizen science project. Take a moment to pause the video and explore the USGS Data Management Plan checklist and the other resources available. You can look at it in detail now or come back to it after the video.
Image of the FWS Data Management webpage and the cover of the USGS Data Management Plan checklist. Next is a video of 2 men walking down a dirt road with backpacks on and carrying cameras.
You may be wondering how all this data management planning relates to the citizen science portion of your restoration project. The short answer is that data management planning is just as important for the citizen science part of your restoration work as it is for the rest of the project.
Video of a woman at a table working on a laptop and writing in a notebook. Next is a video of the citizenscience.gov webpage. The mouse clicks on the Toolkit button in the top navigation, which displays a drop-down, and the link Get Started is selected. The next webpage has the title Basic Steps for your project planning. On the left are 5 steps, which include Step 1 Scope your problem, Step 2 Design a project, Step 3 Build a community, Step 4 Manage your data, and Step 5 Sustain and improve. The mouse clicks on Step 4, and once on the page, there's 7 subsections that include Think or your data as an asset, Prepare a data management plan, Acquire your data, Process your data, Analyze your data, Share your data, and Preserve your data. The page scrolls up and the subsections have text and images in each.
Citizenscience.gov includes a project planning toolkit. Step 4 of the toolkit covers managing your data. You'll find that the data management steps here very closely mimic those the USGS provides.
Image of a woman sitting on the ground with a computer in her lap and she is looking up while thinking. Next is an image of two women wearing gloves while looking and pointing at a clipboard. Then an image of a man holding a phone and giving a thumbs up with his other hand.
Consider a few additional topics to think about, like obtaining permissions from volunteers for potential future uses of the data, and making data policies, terms, and conditions available to participants in plain language.
Video of three people in suits talking to each other at a table with several stacks of paperwork in front of them. Next is a video of the citizenscience.gov webpage. The mouse clicks on the toolkit button in the top navigation, which displays a drop-down, and the link, Get Started, is selected. The new page has the title Basic Steps for Your Project Planning. The mouse clicks on Step 4, Manage Your Data, in the left navigation and scrolls the page up.
Also consider consulting with a NRDAR case attorney to ensure you're informed about agency data management requirements and potential data sharing restrictions. It is well worth a few minutes of time to review the Manage Your Data section of the citizenscience.gov toolkit to make sure you cover all the important pieces of data management for the citizen science portions of your restoration project. Finally, there are a number of existing databases available for storing and visualizing restoration data collected by the public and for their use.
Image of the webpage from SciStarter, CitSci, and iNaturalist. Next is a video of the U.S. Department of the Interior Natural Resource Damage Assessment and Restoration Program webpage. The mouse hovers over the top navigation buttons titled Document Library Home and Search NRDAR Cases. Then the page scrolls up, and there is a map of the United States with small icons across it. The mouse clicks on the button titled Explore the Library. Next webpage is titled Search the NRDAR Case Document Library. As the page scrolls up, there is a table with images of nature on the left and titles with descriptions on the right for each.
The Damage Assessment and Restoration Tracking System, or DARTS, database includes case files and data, restoration management plans, and additional documentation about NRDAR projects. Attaching a data management plan to your restoration and monitoring plans may be a preferred practice for your projects.
Image of webpage from U.S. Department of the Interior. The title is Sharon Steel Corp., Midvale Tailings, NPL site. There are additional details including financial summary and case description. The mouse hovers over the NRDAR maps in the top navigation and sub-navigation is displayed, which include damage case map and restoration project map. Then the page scrolls up to show a large table titled Case Documents and a large image of a map with a pin on Utah.
Citizen science platforms such as CitSci.org, eBird, iNaturalist, and the Natural Phenology Network may include data collected by the public for restoration monitoring at NRDAR project sites.
Image of the webpage for CitSci.org, eBird, iNaturalist, and National Phenology Network.
For example, a restoration team working on the Jordan River in Utah worked with the CitSci.org platform to create a hub page for the project, describing the restoration work and showcasing monitoring data collected by project partners. This hub page provides a shared space for partners and the public to continue to and share the ongoing story of the Jordan River restoration.
Image of a webpage for CitSci.org with the title of Big Bend Restoration Hub. There is an image at the top with three people kayaking. As the page scrolls up, there are circle graphs that display indicators for bird diversity, plant diversity, water quality, aquatic habitat, and water clarity. Then farther down there are categories for projects and recent photo observations, with the latter showing images of recent photos observations and observer names affiliated with the photos. Then the mouse clicks on Data tab in the navigation and the page loads observations from public projects data in a large table with project name, date observed, date created, location name, observed by, and options, but buttons that have the title view. Then the mouse clicks on the Trends tab in the navigation that has a form with drop-down selection of options for select a project and select location, and radio buttons for select type of data. The mouse selects Utah Water Watch for project. Then it chooses JOR-06-S 53 observations for the location and then scrolls up the page to a large graph of air temperature.
This story will be able to continue even after the NRDAR case team has completed case closure. One final note. Over 100 members of the participatory sciences community co-created a data ethics toolkit to provide practitioners with resources for considering ethical issues around data and participatory science.
Image of the Data Ethics Toolkit cover with editors listed, including Karen Cooper, Lisa M. Rasmussen, and Elizabeth Jones. Year listed 2022. Image on the right is the acknowledgements page with a logo for National Science Foundation. Then an image of the webpage https://citizenscience.org/data-ethics-study/.
Download the toolkit at citizenscience.org. In the next video, we'll talk about how you can develop a framework for implementing your project that establishes clear roles and responsibilities for everyone involved and helps you think through the project timelines that work well for restoration projects.
Video of an aerial view of trees and a beach with a sunset on the water. Next is a video of a crab crawling in wet sand. Additional text on screen is note. A solicitor from NRDAR has reviewed the information in this video for accuracy.
For more information about this video series, visit doi.gov/restoration.
Video of a bird flying in the sky. Video credit Sarah Newman, Sit Sci. Title on screen, thanks for watching. Text on screen is narration John Essenhart, DOI. Production Sarah Newman, Sit Sci at Colorado State University. Special thanks to Chris Klein, USFOS, Brian Balmer, USFOS, Dana Mock, State of Minnesota, Jacob Martin, USFOS, Matt Struckhoff, USGS, Tim Holzel DOI, Sherry Skipper, USFOS, and all the partners of the Big Bend of the Jordan River Science Coordination Team. Logo of U.S. Department of the Interior, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and citsci.org.